And a good Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hope you're having a great day. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Tony Nick Frazier behind the glass today. If you know, you know. What's up, JoJo?
What's happening? I will tell you this, all right? So we got a little rain moving in. Are there any happier people on planet than meteorologists when they tell you it's going to rain? I mean, because they perk up. I mean, God, but we
got
love
something to do.
We love our meteorologists here in Nashville, but they get so excited when there's a little bit of rain coming through.
Well, we've had a drought, so we really do need some rain.
But this has been forever. And we had all that rain last week.
I know.
We're good. But they're like, hey, it's sunny the next 5 days. But hey, 7 days from now might be a scattered shower around. So we're keeping our eye on that.
We got a code blue.
Like, why are you so excited for that? Just stop.
By the way, I would like to meet, because you know how this works. You were in TV and obviously radio. So typically, like which a consultant came up with that. Like,
probably,
I would assume. And it's fine. Like, I'm not dogging it. I like it. It actually catches my attention. So it has accomplished its goal.
Yeah, right.
But I laugh when I see, like, oh, we got a storm alert day. I'm like, where's my helmet?
They get so excited. I was at 2 when they did the Storm Tracker rolled out, like 98.
Storm Tracker 2000.
Well, hold on. So they didn't know what they were going to name it when 2000 rolled around. And they finally figured out Storm Tracker 2000. And there was a bad storm that came through that I'll never forget. Our good friend Davis Nolan, storm was coming through, and he had the monitor up on TV, and he went up to where the X is and it says close application, and he closed it out, and it just shut everything down. And
did he mean to?
No, he didn't mean to. We all felt he got yelled at. I felt so bad because Davis is the nicest man ever. Didn't mean to do it, man, and it shut the whole program down during a massive storm that came through, and I'll never forget. Then after that, they rebooted it, and then for some reason Lisa Patton became the chief meteorologist after that, and it was Storm Tracker 2000.
I remember that. I remember all the promos for that. Because I think I've told you, my dad was like, my mom's side of the family were all Channel 5. Dad was like, I'm going to watch Channel 2 at this time. I'm going to watch Channel 4 at this time. I'm going to watch 17 at this time, 5 at this time. So he covered them all. And so I remember when all that happened.
Yeah, TV station would love to have that type of viewer back, because that type of viewer doesn't exist.
Not anymore.
Nope.
And I think I mean, obviously I like you here, but Channel 5 is the only place you haven't worked. So let's just continue.
I've been told I'm not a big fan of several bosses over there, that I'm too goofy. So that's fine. I'm happy here.
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
Well, you are too goofy, but we like that.
Yeah, they got Nick Barris over there, and he and I together would not be good, because he's massive popular, and he's a good dude.
And look, we have a lot of friends, both of us in the business, and we love what they're all doing.
That's exactly right.
Could be a big day for the Predators, the draft lottery tonight, and we'll keep telling you about this. Vanderbilt baseball has moved up, so they will take over at 4:45 on 1025 The Game. The Sounds will be on at 4:50 on 94.9 The Fan. So Max Hers and I are going to do a YouTube show starting around 5:45, 6 o'clock from Bridgestone Arena at the BetMGM Lounge, and we're going to take you through the draft lottery. And who knows? The Islanders did it last year. They moved up 10 spots to the number 1 spot. We just need the ping pong balls to bounce our way, and Predators could get the first pick.
So is it similar to the NBA lot? Yep. I mean, just pops out and there you have it.
So you have the Vancouver Canucks are the worst team, so they have more ping pong balls in the thing. The Preds have 3.5% chance.
What a terrible way to do this.
Yeah.
Just if you're the worst team, but I do know it. It could, the whole world of preventing tanking, right?
Yeah.
So you to do that. Anything can happen tonight.
Anything could happen.
What would it mean if they got the number 1 pick?
It's a game changer. I mean, it is. Whoever is going to be the GM, all of a sudden comes into a different situation where you could add McKenna is the kid's name. You could add him, who's ready to play for you right now. And then all of a sudden, you got a big boy forward that you can add to the mix who's young. So it's like, all right, well, do you get a little more aggressive and keep the draft capital or some of the draft capital and some of the young guys you have now and let them, develop? And do you try and maybe make a little more of a run? I mean, I definitely think it changes the conversation.
So what happens if they get 10th?
I still think you get a good player, but you're not going to see him for a year or two.
Okay. All right.
You know,
let's hope that we're never covering an NFL draft lottery again.
Have they ever done an NFL draft lottery?
No, did I say NFL?
Yeah.
No, I mean in NHL. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hope that we never cover any. Hope the Preds are never in the talk again for that.
Ever. Well, not for a while.
Yeah. No, ever.
Yeah.
I don't
not for a while.
Yeah. No, I won't never. I would never want to hear this again. No, because
But I do think that the hockey gods kind of owe the Preds one, because last year they were third and they moved back 2 spots. So I think this year they should move from 10th to 1st.
Okay. All right.
It's only fair.
All right. I'm with you, man. I think it'd be great.
But I can tell you, if it happens 2 years in a row, they're going to change the rules.
No doubt, right?
Which is fine. What is our question of the day?
All right. This is something that's all the input we get from you guys on this as well. Let me pull it up here real quick. I'm sorry about that. All right, here we go.
How you doing?
Yeah, we're doing okay. All right, here we go. Our question of the day. I like this one. What was the fancy restaurant your family went to for birthdays? What was the fancy restaurant your family went to when you were growing up for birthdays? Your birthday, your sister, your mom, your dad, it didn't matter. What was the fancy restaurant your family went to for birthdays when you were growing up? 615-737-1025, 615-737-1025. What was the fancy restaurant your family went to for birthdays? You're going to laugh when I tell you this, but our fancy restaurant, it was just usually me and my mom and my brother and sister, but it was 2 plate. We went to Shoney's.
Yeah.
Shoney's was like going to a 5-star hotel. Shoney's was like going to the Omni for us. So that's what we did. Also, for me, later on, it became Sir Pizza. We had Sir Pizzas all around. There's a Sir Pizza in Donaldson Hermitage. That became a quote-unquote fancy place. But for me, it was Shoney's growing up. That's what we went for birthdays. Okay. That's our question.
So we had a couple of different I'm going to have a couple of different answers to this, because we had one side of the family that kind of did one thing, and then we had another side that did your general we had a general rotation of things, but like O'Charlie's was kind of the,
so we're
after church
mid-90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Birthdays. Jay Alexander's was in there.
Somebody's fancy.
That's mom's side of the family there. Outback, the one on West End, went there for some birthdays.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good one. We love the Outback. That was one. Dad's side, Jimmy Kelly's. We did Jimmy Kelly's a lot.
Damn.
And then
damn.
There's actually one on Donaldson Pike now, but there used to be one in Bellevue called Darfon's.
Yeah.
We'd go to Darfon's.
Okay. Was there one in Bellevue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was.
Now that's more like it, buddy.
Did you ever go to McGillicuddy's?
Did not.
But had you heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Darfon's was in that.
Okay.
And now it's like a Asian buffet or something like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Also, there was the Grecian Inn in Donaldson, which was really good
one.
back in the day, but it was Shoney's for me, man. Dr. Crane, do you have one?
Sperry's.
Oh yeah, Sperry's is a good one. Yeah.
Man, you cannot hide money with you two.
Look,
you can't.
You can't put a price on a good meal, okay?
Well, I mean, look, you come in here with Shoney's, and then we throw out Jay Alexander, and you're like, "You rich guys,"
right?
In his question, it does say fancy restaurant.
Well, mine was all through the 70s and early 80s. I'm a little bit older than you guys, so that was the fancy. Like Shoney's used to have one on Lebanon Road, man, in Donaldson, which was the best.
Well, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's tie some things together here. This is some old school Nashville for you. So Dad was really good friends with Ray Danner, who owned Shoney's. Captain D, Shoney's.
Captain D, Ray Danner.
Yeah. So he, my dad knew him for a long time and then worked for him. He opened up a couple of like Western type bars called Barbed Wire, something like that. And So he worked there, but he also had the fifth quarter that was down here on Murfreesboro Road. So we went to the fifth quarter a lot and got
Damn right it
prime rib.
was. Oh,
That
nice.
sign is still there.
Is it the fifth quarter
Yeah,
sign? I
and
need to
that
take a picture of
Walgreens that they tore the fifth quarter. I think the Walgreens is closed now
Oh, nice.
because they've gone from being on every corner to every other corner. So,
Right, they are, right?
new business model.
That's exactly right. Oh, that's good. But Sperry's, my goodness, man, that would be oh man, that'd have been nice. But yeah, so to each their own. There's no wrong or right answer, but I think about it every time you have a birthday, like, Shoney, we did the birthday stuff.
Here's my favorite part of this show. What do you want to see from Carnell Tate? 615-737-1025. Crickets. What's your favorite go-to birthday restaurant? We may get through all of these. We may not.
Right? That's good.
That's my favorite part. Like, this is just, this is the best.
Now, are you celebrating Cinco de Mayo today?
Not
or has
really.
my friend
I kind of did that over the weekend.
Cinco de Mayo. I might know it's Cinco de Mayo. Okay.
I kind of did that over the weekend. So
doesn't count. Today's Cinco de Mayo.
I'm going to go to the MGM lounge and do the draft lottery.
And have a margarita?
I'll have a margarita. If the Preds get the number 1 pick, I will have a margarita.
Margaritas with Max.
Yeah.
That's what it should be called.
It's a new show.
Yep.
Margs with Max.
Yeah. Oh, God. So that's our question. Let us know. What's the fancy restaurant you guys went to for birthdays when you're growing up? 615-737-1025. And yes, you can use the Shoney's, but you got to tell me what Shoney's that it was.
We will get to these coming up next because there's some good ones on here for sure. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. And also, we'll be giving away Eagles tickets again today. Be listening for your chance to win those. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe 102.5 the game on this Tuesday. Little James William Buffett for you coming back. Good job, Dr. Crane. Our question of the day is,
what was the go-to fancy restaurant when you were growing up for your family and birthdays? The go-to restaurant that you guys all went to, the fancy restaurant your family went to for birthdays. And what I love about this, it's generational questions like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. Shoney's to yours was J. Alexander's to Sperry's. I mean, it just shows how things develop and go from there. And then I was lucky to have Shoney's, and then later it was Sir Pizza. So
that's a good one.
I mean, the text line, you guys are, this is like going down memory lane.
Justin says Las Palmas. That's a good one. We went to the one on Charlotte quite a bit. Jonathan says Ryan's, like the steakhouse.
Heck yeah, man.
5205 fancy restaurant, Red Lobster.
Oh yeah.
0388 my mom's kitchen,
which would probably be the best.
Yep, it's good. 7636 used to get dressed up to go to Olive Garden back in the day.
Oh, fancy.
Steve from the Borough says, you guys went to restaurants for your birthdays? Sometimes.
Yeah, right.
4312 Ponderosa. I know it isn't fancy, but the memories I have from there can't be replaced.
Fantastic good one. Text.
Two in a row said Ponderosa. 0178 says or Po Folks.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Bill Anderson.
Yep. This is a great one. 2104 Caesars off White Bridge Road. I miss it so much. We went there a lot. That's a good spot.
One. Yep.
Gover says Fuddruckers. Those cheese dogs were where it was at.
God, I completely forgot about
West End.
Yeah, and there was one out in maybe Rivergate area as well. But those, oh my God, I forgot all about Fuddruckers.
6967 says Isaac's, right on the harbor in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It was right across the street from where the Mayflower replica is at Plymouth Rock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's cool. Neil said the Sizzler.
Sizzler's always
and that I'm rolling in the dough. I'm really not. So. Robert, I was about 30 before I ever got to experience Shoney's. I absolutely love their breakfast buffet.
Oh, it's the best.
Ben says, for the kids, we either went to McDonald's with a play place or to Mr. Gaddy's with an arcade in Dixon. For adults, it was the Ponderosa Steakhouse buffet in Dixon.
Mr. Gaddy's was fantastic.
Mr. Gaddy's was awesome.
Right?
Justin in Greenbrier, there was a place in Rivergate called Steak and Ale, but sadly it's no longer there. That place was about as fancy as we got for celebrating a family event.
So at least ale was spelled A-L-E and not A-I-L after you ate there.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. That was good.
Hit the bell, will you? Damn it. Thank you.
There we go.
Thanks. Terrible. I apologize.
Mike in Lebanon said Shoney's when I was little, and when I got bigger, it was Mr. Gaddy's.
Yeah, there we go.
Fat Hog in Murfreesboro, Lambert's, home of the throwed rolls in Skilston, Missouri. Sykeston.
Yeah, that's Pogue talks about that all the time.
Yeah,
they throw rolls at you, evidently, allegedly.
Huffy and Dixon, the Catfish Kitchen.
Is that in Dixon?
I guess.
Yes, that place is great.
Oh, I need to get more. I'm gonna write that down. The Catfish.
You know, one we would do sometimes. And I'm blanking on the name. It was in Ashland City, Stratton's.
Never heard of it. It's still around?
No, it's a Walgreens now.
Oh, shocker!
No, it was a family-owned place. They and it closed. 7499 Rotiers.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yep. Chris in Nashville, before it was rebranded as Chuck E. Cheese, it used to be called Showbiz in the 80s. For an 8-year-old, that mechanical ape on drums was the thing nightmares were made of. I remember there was one of those in the Bellevue Mall.
That's right, man.
Showbiz
Mechanical
pizza.
ape.
Yep. 8635. I grew up in Louisiana, and it was always Shoney's every year for birthdays. Nothing beat the buffet.
Oh, that's great. Shoney's is winning today, people.
Franklin says Hermitage Steakhouse and Gondola Pizza.
Gondola Pizza.
Gondola. Thanks for the walk down memory lane.
Oh, Gondola Pizza is still around, and it's so good.
Oh, this is another one we went to. 0970 Golden Dragon on White Bridge Road. The sit-down one, not the buffet from the 90s.
The sit-down one.
The buffet. I went to the buffet. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Chad says your favorite Fletcher's.
Chad, why do you do that? Chad, I know who you are. Why do you do that to me?
4086 Bonanza.
Bonanzas.
My grandfather owned Bonanzas.
Here we go. Come on now, man.
I think it was before Loveless.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are there any Bonanzas around now?
I don't think so.
Got to be one
Could be.
somewhere. Okay.
Brandon in Spring Hill, the Sizzler, California born and raised.
Sizzler's so underrated, man.
Yeah. Grant says Logan's in Rivergate, Kobe steaks for special birthdays. Oh, those
Kobe.
were good. Yeah.
Down in Bicentennial Park.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
It's closed, right?
I think so.
Yep. Wes and Hermitage. Our go-to restaurant for my family was a tiny little place in Manchester called Emma's. It was a meat and three, like a Cracker Barrel on steroids.
Emma's.
Okay.
The particular floor.
The superlative.
Superlative. Yeah. Particular. Whatever. Superlative.
2205 says Quincy's. I don't know that one.
Quincy's was like Bonanza and Sizzler. It was all perfect, man.
Kyle says Monell's.
Kyle's fancy.
Yeah.
It's fancy,
there's
Kyle.
still one in Germantown.
Is there?
Yeah.
And then the
I think.
shell is sitting there by the airport, man. It's sad.
Yeah, because supposedly they're going to build. Is that where the second terminal is going to be?
I guess so. They're taking over all that. And they shut down the damn observation area. That
Did they?
rips me apart.
I'm sorry.
Look, go out there and smoke a cigar, watch planes land. Heaven.
I was watching when I was leaving yesterday, I went down Donaldson Pike, and usually you see them all coming in on that runway, but I was seeing some coming in and out on the other one.
Depends on the wind, pal.
Yeah.
Depends on the wind.
But they don't like to go on the one that faces downtown, right?
They try to avoid that. They try to avoid flying over. When you leave Reagan Airport, you can't fly over the White House. So the second you get up in the air,
you have to. It's straight up.
Banks hard right or hard left. It's like, whoa, man.
Yeah, I've done it. It's pretty intense.
We should all have been pilots, man, in another lifetime. Yep. I would have loved to have been. I'd have fly you, Dr. Crane, fly you to Italy this weekend.
Too kind.
You're welcome.
Kenny in Spring Hill says in the 60s, Elias Brothers, Big Boy in Michigan.
Which is that like Shoney's?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. There's Frisch's up in like Cincinnati. Frisch's Big Boy.
Frisch's Big Boy. Big man.
Eric wants to answer a question of the day. What's up, Eric?
Hey guys, and also you talking about Shoney's. He also was known as Bob's and Jack's Big Boy too, as well.
Yep, that's right.
But guys, this one is an honorable mention because this one may not get mentioned. But I also remember, I don't know if people remember this in Nashville. Used to be out by Metro Center, the Hungry Fisherman, which was I think also affiliated with Shoney's, Captain D's, all that.
Yeah.
We used to go Fridays and Saturday nights for their buffet and salad bar and everything. It was great. But guys, somebody mentioned Quincy's. I loved that growing up because main thing, the reason I love that one was the rolls, but also the salad bar. Because a lot of times you make a meal out of salad bar because they had fried chicken wings and also I love their chili but it was you could make a meal out of that and people wouldn't get meals. But the one I definitely have to bring up, and I couldn't let me first one bring this up, the Cooker. It used to be one on West End.
Yeah.
There also was one on Murfreesboro Road, and the reason I love that was their rolls. But it was the first time I'd ever been introduced to fried chicken salad. I love fried chicken salads, especially when you have to put honey mustard on there. So those were some I just thought I'd throw out that, somebody mentioned Quincy, but the other two, I didn't know if they would get mentioned, so I'd make sure I'd mention them. Guys, y'all take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Good job, Eric. The Hungry
Thank you,
Fisherman in Metro Center
one.
it was amazing. The thing's been gone for years now, but it was so damn good.
615-737-1025. I just pulled this up, but Kuharski has an article, I guess it was from yesterday, basically talking about what's left from like pre-Mike Borgonzi with the Titans, and this kind of made me laugh.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you'll enjoy this.
Good, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do that coming up next. 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe on a Tuesday, 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Tuesday. People still weighing in on our question of the day. We got a couple on the phones. Let's go to Glenn, who wants to weigh in on our question of the day, which is your fancy birthday restaurant. Glenn, what you got?
Man, I mean, I had a mullet, a freshly waxed Camaro, and a tuxedo going to Major Wallabies
Holy
in
cow.
Rivergate.
Yes.
Right? Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, looking at the fish tank. I mean, come on now. That was fancy. I mean, I couldn't quite make it over to Red Lobster, so I just hit up Major Wallabies.
Glenn, how old are you?
Oh, 55, my friend.
That's
The
awesome.
Double nickel.
That is, man, I
Speed
remember
limit.
vividly that place, man. Thank you for that.
Hey, brother, you got it, man. Yep, that was the spot, man. Rivergate. We'd cruise the mall and then head over to Wallaby, on a little homecoming senior prom.
Yes. Good one, man. Thank you.
All right, you got it, brother. Y'all have a great day, man.
All right, man.
You too. Thanks, Glenn. Let's go to Corey. Corey, what you got?
Hey, man, on the same note, Joe, and you probably remember Steak and Ale at Rivergate Mall as
Oh, yeah.
well. Steak and Ale and Ireland's.
Oh, Ireland's was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I
That was
remember
fancy.
Ireland's. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the steak and biscuits, and then Steak and Ale was a big place back in the 80s in Rivergate, just like he was saying. So I'm from that same era.
Now, that's
But, well,
fancy.
yes, good memories, boys.
All right. Appreciate you, Corey. Thank you, Bubba.
See you, brothers.
All right, man. That's our question today. What was the fancy go-to restaurant for all birthdays when you were growing up for you, your sister, mom, dad, grandpa, and everybody else?
Jeff says, do you guys remember the old New Orleans Manor in Nashville for special occasions?
That's the
Is that Monell's?
Yep.
Yeah.
We just sure do, man. That was great. And like we said, the house is still there. There's nothing around it. It just looks eerie right now.
3374 says the seafood place out by the airport. Can't remember the name.
Seafood place out by, was that New Orleans Manor? It might have been. New Orleans Manor had a seafood
I don't
place.
know. Tim in Nashville says it was either the West End Cooker or back in the day we would go to Daryl's.
Daryl's, yeah, on Sitco Drive, right? Sitco
Yeah.
and 65 right there.
Is that where the Cracker Barrel is now? Or
It's right next to it. Yep.
Oh, there was a what was the place? There was one on White Bridge Road, and then there was one around in that area that it's the place on the river in Knoxville that
Calhoun's.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
memory.
Calhoun's was a good spot.
Yeah, there was one in Rivergate for a while.
Yep.
Calhoun's out there. But yeah, Calhoun's and Daryl's. Those are all too fancy for the Dubin family growing up. Way too fancy.
So I read this thing with that Kuharski put out about kind of what's still there. Obviously, Chad Brinker hired Borgonzi, so
Yes.
there is that connection. But there are two scouts that there are two scouts that were hired by Rand Carthon that are still there, and that's really it from the Rand Carthon era.
Really?
Yep. Sam Somerville and Keenan Agnew are two scouts that were brought in by Rand Carthon, and then everything else is pretty much gone.
Didn't Robinson at one time can all the scouts? Didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he brought in a
house,
bunch of people.
which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you're the boss. Yeah. We said last week, Nick and I did that when Brinker was done, that closed a chapter. Like that closed the Rand chapter. You don't include Borgonzi in that, but that closed the 22, 23, 24, 25, all done. All that, it was part of all that. That's all done. So this being a whole fresh start now.
Yeah, let's see. And there's a few people that, Brinker brought in for like the analytics and applied sports science and things that are still there. But it just shows you how quickly anything can turn over. And
If you're
I'm
not
sure
winning.
some of that, right. Yeah. I mean, the NFL truly stands for not for long.
How long was Borgonzi in Kansas City?
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. I mean, so
Yeah.
when you win, I mean, you get to stick around a little bit longer and get things done. That helps out. But this is now his team, which I think it's great. No more that, what does Brinker do? What does this guy do? It begins and ends with Borgonzi. Well, how's it should be. Every NFL team should that be way, with the GM holding final say over everything.
Yeah. And hopefully they have success with this group and with Borgonzi. And I mean, things look like they will on paper,
Right.
but you know, let's just see.
Which leads into the top question, right there.
Yeah, and I like this question. Would you be okay losing Brian Daboll if the Titans make the playoffs and Cam Ward becomes the top tier quarterback? I think the answer to that question should be 100% absolutely yes.
Yeah, because if Daboll can get Cam Ward to that level, and you're like, oh, I want him to stick around. Maybe he will stick around, but Daboll's going to get another shot as a head coach if Cam Ward is successful. If the team is successful, Brian Daboll will get another shot as a head coach because of the work he did here with Cam Ward. So you want Cam Ward to get that next level, but on the offside, you're going to lose Brian Daboll, and I think every fan will be fine with that.
I do too. I mean, especially if Cam is showing the development. Now, what this staff is going to have to do that Vrabel was unable to do is find out who's behind him, whether it's somebody on staff or be able to hire someone outside the organization, you know, to be the coordinator and continue the development of Cam Ward.
Is that guy on staff now? I need to look this
probably not.
Probably
not. But I think, like, I look at, for instance, let's say that Matt LaFleur or Kyle Shanahan gets fired in the next few years. I mean, wouldn't those be the calls if they don't get immediate head coaching jobs? I think Kyle Shanahan probably would, but
I think Shanahan would drop down to an OC.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to, like, there'd have to be some that are willing to be an OC again, but, you know, or somebody off that staff. You know, now you could look at the staffs, but the only reason I say Shanahan is because of Salah's relationship with him. But
yeah, all right.
But look, if let's say San Francisco sucks this year and they fire him, which would be dumb, he's going to be a head coach. Like, he's getting a job.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be. There's no way he drops down to an OC.
Now, somebody like a Brian Schottenheimer in Dallas, if he got fired, I think he would have to be an OC again, and he'd be an interesting candidate.
Yeah, I just think the longer you stay around as a head coach, the less likely you want to do that. God, their website is really not. It's so bland. You can't. There's a Cade Knox, offensive assistant, game management. Shea Tierney, quarterback coach. I don't know any of these names. To go. Brian Daboll, who's like his assistant, like I guess Cade Knox.
Yeah,
I don't know. But I mean,
which I don't really know much about. I think he was with the Giants.
He's got a Knox. I wonder if he's kin to Chuck.
I was looking at that too.
We'll see. So I don't know. I mean, you've got to figure out. And he's got no bio. All right.
Good stuff. By the way, speaking of, you know, Daboll and Buffalo, they're tearing down Ralph Wilson Stadium.
Already?
Yeah. It's sad.
Isn't the oh man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the new stadium right next door? So
yeah.
That's gonna be,
I mean, it's pretty much done.
That'll be your stadium 1 year from now.
Yep. It is gonna be weird watching them tear that down, because I remember watching them build it, you know. Like, this is the first time in my life that I've now gone through a full cycle of a stadium.
Well, think about it. It'll be 30 years this year.
In my town,
seasons. Oilers showed up in 97. So more than half my life, the Titans have been here in town.
Yep.
Now, people are like, well, the 99 seat. No. 97, they moved here.
I'm going to enjoy, like, about 5 years from now, catching people off guard and doing a trivia question. Can you name all of the Tennessee Oilers Titans home stadiums since they've been in Tennessee? Because everybody's going to go, oh, well, the two Nissan stadiums. Ahaha. The Liberty Bowl and Vanderbilt.
And one more, according to Jeff Fisher. Hotel Stadium in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah. He told that story the other day.
That's good. How's it
by
going,
the way,
guys?
I mentioned it some yesterday, but I had a blast Sunday. Our buddy Greg Pogue called me, and you couldn't go, but went up with Coach Fisher and Greg and Nick Guerrero and a few others with the Cats, and got to watch the Kentucky Barrels and Nashville Cats, which is going to be a rivalry. I've never seen an arena game end on the last play. Cats got beat, but it was a fun game, just a fun experience, and I appreciate them for letting me go up there and hang out with them.
Get some good. Did you get some good stories on the way back?
Oh, absolutely.
Hi, this was one time.
Oh yeah. No, we talked about like a assistant coach that Fish had with the Titans that ends up going to NFL Europe, and now he's like coaching in China and like
Oh wow.
all this stuff. Like, I mean, he's got the stories.
Oh, he
Like, it's
does.
awesome hearing all that. So
With the stories, man.
yeah. So but yeah, it was a really good time. So appreciate them for having me. Tim wants to answer our question of the day. Tim, what you got?
Hey guys, there was two restaurants that were, I think both of them were in Memphis and Nashville, both, and one of them was George Lindsay's, and the other one was Captain Bilbo's.
Wait, where was Goober? George Lindsay?
Yep. Yes, he had a steakhouse.
Where was that? In Bellevue?
No, I think it was out near Donaldson.
Oh, I don't remember that at all. I ran to George Goober Lindsay at Red Caboose Park in Bellevue years ago, and he was so gracious.
I ran into him at 100 Oaks Mall.
Nice.
Oh, and Loveless.
And what was the other one? Captain Bilbo's?
Yeah, it was on the river.
Here in Nashville?
Nashville had a location, and so did Memphis.
God, I need to look that up. Thank you for that call.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
Cappy Bilbo's. Got to say that. Got to enunciate that one, Nick Frazier.
You do.
Captain Bilbo's. Make sure. I don't remember that restaurant.
I don't either. 615-737-1025. I'll have more coming. Tim Hasselbeck at the top of the hour here on Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. I wonder if now that the draft and stuff is over, J-Rob will come on and talk about his new role.
It'd be great if you would, man.
I mean, there's a lot to get into because it'd be like, all right, how influential were you in getting Malik? Maybe Malik to come in.
Right. Yeah.
This month, up to 12 months, no payment, no interest, special financing for new units. It's going to be hot this summer. You need to be cool this summer, and Busy Bee has got you covered. Up to 12 months, no payment, no interest. Busy Bee always have their best interest in mind for you. That's why Busy Bee is the best. 775-7833. Hold up. Is this the same building? Yeah. Green Ventures Landscaping redid the whole property. The entrance looks incredible. New landscaping, lighting, clean walkways. Clients notice it the second they pull in. That's the kind of first impression every business needs. Exactly. Green Ventures Landscaping made the place look like we upgraded the whole company.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 the game on this Tuesday. Hope you're having a good day. A lot of participation on our question of the day. 2238 said 101st Airborne by the airport and Garcia's on Sitco were the go-tos for the family. Missed them both.
Oh, nice.
101st Airborne was in the manor, right?
About 100 yards behind that.
But it was on the same.
No, you had to go back in there and weave yourself around to get to 101st Airborne, which was an amazing nightclub and restaurant. And then through a few trees, New Orleans Manor, you could see on the other. It's about 100 yards away.
1137 says the Gerst House.
The Gerst House knocked down because of the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, is that where the new stadium is?
No, it's where it was right next door. I don't think they knocked it down. It got sold out, but it's across from the Shoney's right there. So if you know where, if you're going to the stadium.
Yeah, but it was open like a few years ago.
Yeah, I guess you're
closed,
right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess. What was over they knocked down because of that? The Gerst House, but it's away.
Wasn't there a peddler over there somewhere?
Something that was gone now that used to be there. I don't remember what it is.
Not 2076. Speaking of, I saw Goober at the Peddler on Murfreesboro Road once. Not sure if he was part owner or not.
He saw Goober. George
Quincy,
Lindsay.
B-Man says Quincy's on Gallatin Road in Madison.
That's a good. I mean, Quincy's was great, man. Named after the TV show.
Wes and Hermitage said, I don't want to forget to mention Pee-Pee's Nachos at the Rivergate Mall. I'm just reading it.
Wes.
That place was absolutely the best for chicken fajita nachos, man.
Okay, Wes, if you say so.
Sbarro and Bellevue Mall. Houston's on West
Wait,
End.
hold on. You went to Sbarro, whoever that was, for your family birthday?
4567 says, yeah.
Okay.
Or Brandon and Bellevue. He says Sbarro and Bellevue Mall. Houston's on West End.
Houston's I'll get for your fancy go-to birthday, but I mean, Sbarro's is good. I liked it, but I don't think I was going to go for my birthday.
Chris said Pargo's on West End.
Pargo's, yes. It was
the Sailmaker or something?
Sailmaker, yeah. It was an off-brand like Charlie's knockoff.
4312, the cafeteria on Murfreesboro Road going towards the airport was another one. Can't remember the name to save my life.
Was that Piccadilly?
Yeah, I think there was a Piccadilly over
or
there.
Luby's. Those are fancy growing up. It's down there on the left-hand side as you go down Murfreesboro Road towards town. That's where it was. Murfreesboro Road. Those are all good to do this.
Yeah. So definitely some good ones. Keep these coming throughout the show, and we will continue to talk about it. So if Brian Daboll left, would you be okay with it if it meant Cam Ward is one of the top-tier quarterbacks in the league and you're making the playoffs? Absolutely. It's just you got to know who the next guy is.
All right. By the way, I found – thank you, Nick. Sent me Cade Knox's bio. He's offensive assistant game management. He's been with Daboll for 22 to 25 with the Giants. Knox replaces Rob Ritterer, who has been let go. Ritterer took over that role after John Stretch or whatever. Mike Vrabel's right-hand man. This is from paulkuharski.com. Was fired after the Vrabel 23 season. Ritterer was caught up in several complicated situations where Brian Callahan's game management was insufficient. All the mistakes that he made there. Stretch gained an excellent reputation as a top 8 for Vrabel. He now does the same things with Vrabel as vice president of football operations and strategy. Okay, so there you go. So you probably have to look outside for something to go with an OC if Daboll left. But look, let's get him to that point where he's got to go now. Let's worry about that in January. But I think if Daboll can get Cam Ward to the next level to be a top-tier quarterback and then make the playoffs, hey, man, that's progress. See ya.
Yep. I mean, look, you should be happy about that because that means your organization has – once again hired a coach that's going on to be a head coach and is doing things right.
Yeah.
You haven't had that in a while.
You hadn't had that in a long time, right? So LaFleur left after 18. Art Smith left after 19 because they were having success. LaFleur went to the Packers, one season as the OC, and then Art Smith was 19 and 20 because he got the Falcons job at 21 and got fired for 23.
Yep.
You know where Art Smith is now?
Ohio State.
Attaboy, the OC at OSU.
That's an interesting move by him, but
Didn't what's his face go there? The Eagles coach. He was at Oregon.
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of his name. Yeah,
Yep.
he went there for a while and I think he won the championship in 24 with him. He was the OC in 24, Ohio State.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And
Actually,
he went to Vegas and got fired in Vegas.
Yep, as the OC, and now he's collecting checks.
He got paid handsomely. Yeah,
Yes,
nice
he did.
job.
Yep. 615-737-1025. I'm just reading this. Tampa Bay Lightning put out a statement. Did Victor Hedman retire?
I was reading that on Twitter. It said he stepped away for the last week due to mental health reasons.
Who is that?
He's the captain of the Lightning.
Well, they just lost Game 7 Sunday.
Yeah.
Did he play Sunday?
Unfortunately.
Hope he's okay.
I don't know. No, I hope he's okay too. So,
are there any teams in the playoffs currently in the draft lottery tonight for NHL?
not in the lottery, no.
That they made it traded out or got that spot?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I need to go look. By the way, for those of you that have been waiting for this, it looks like that Comcast Xfinity has reached a deal with Scripps, and so Channel 5 and the Spot and all of that is back on your television.
Yeah, been off for a while. Nick Barris only posts about that 13 times a day. So now you're back.
Well, he wanted to make sure you knew.
I'll just call him up and get the latest stories. That's what I'll do to Nick.
Do you call him at like 9 o'clock?
Usually about 11.
Yeah, wake him up.
Up there on his Tater Peeler Road up there in Mount Juliet. Wake him up and say, Nick, get out of bed, man. I need some information going on. So good. They reached a deal. I mean, there's more. Like, I think Gray reached a deal today with Dish or something. I mean, it's just they're always bickering and fighting and yapping at each other. It all goes on. But, you know, somebody put a thing out today about in all NFL game, what all the platforms NFL is on this year.
Oh, it's and it's going to be probably more.
All those, I mean, Netflix has become an Amazon, just powerful in all this.
Big time powerful.
Yep, they have.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to our man, Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, and also the head coach at Innsworth. We will talk some ball with him coming up here on Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel on 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. Time now to talk to ESPN NFL analyst Tim Hasselbeck, also the head coach at Innsworth. He joins us now. Tim, what's up? How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We are fantastic. We were just talking about this, and I mean, look, you know how it works in the NFL, that if you bring in whether it's a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, and your team has success, and especially on the offensive side, the quarterback develops, chances are that guy's not going to be with you very long. And so that's something that Titans fans have brought up with Brian Daboll. If Cam Ward takes off, shows a lot of growth, this team molds into a playoff team, would you be okay losing him as a head coach, knowing that you were going to have success? I think 100% of the people would say absolutely. But when you watch Daboll as a head coach with the Giants, what are some things that you think he needs to change so he could get another shot at being a head coach?
I think I think how to say this with head coaches. I think when these guys get head coaching opportunities, there are a lot of things that can get in the way of their success. And so, for Brian Daboll, I think he was kind of brought in. The quarterback situation wasn't amazing. So in his last year, they drafted a quarterback. There was some development there. There were some strong feelings about whether or not they were running Jackson Dart too much. That was certainly something that you need to kind of consider. They obviously dealt with a significant injury in terms of, their number one wide receiver. So, I don't think I could sit here and say, like, okay, if he got his opportunity again, he would need to do this differently. I think every scenario that you walk into, you're just going to get presented with different problems. And so I don't know that anybody will feel that specific way about Daboll. Now, I do think I would agree with you. Look, if you knew the Titans were going to have success and the coordinator was going to get plucked and end up somewhere else, so what? You would sign up for that. I don't think there's any question that that's true. But I would also say, and I don't want to get ahead of it, but I think there are certain guys that have been hot names and will be hot names. I think Brian Daboll hit that cycle already. And so now, not to say that somebody doesn't get their opportunity again. Clearly, Robert Saleh quickly got an opportunity again. It happens with guys that are quote unquote, hot names in terms of the coaching cycle. But, he doesn't strike me necessarily as somebody that all of a sudden, it's going to happen for him again. The same way it did for Saleh, the same way it did for Kevin Stefanski or some of these other coaches.
With Daboll, it was well known that the Giants were trying to do everything they could to trade to pick Cam Ward. So in your mind, what does that tell you he sees in Cam Ward that it should make this be a successful partnership?
Well, I think that anytime you're bringing somebody in, you got to make sure, especially if they were heavily involved in an evaluation process somewhere else of the quarterbacks coming out that year, you don't want it to be somebody that's lukewarm on the guy. And really for Daboll, you don't want to go, essentially, hit your wagon to somebody that you don't believe in. So I do think that what it says is, look, because he was in New York and because they were looking for a quarterback, there's no question that they were fully immersed in the quarterback evaluation. And, if it is, I don't say provable, but if there's an understanding for sure that, they were looking at, drafting Cam Ward and Daboll was the driver of it, then yeah, I mean, you think that you're adding a coach to your staff that believes in the quarterback that if you're Robert Saleh, you're tied to probably for a minimum 3 more years. So, and most likely 4. So, I think that there's just a feeling that everyone's on the same page, everyone's oars in the water, rowing the same direction in this scenario.
Talking to Tim Hasselbeck on the Chasing Big Joe show. Tim, this past weekend, the Titans rookies had their first over at camp experience, but Robert Saleh did not let them do anything except for stretching. And a lot of people were yelping, mainly the media that covers the team. I found no problem with it, and Robert Saleh's why he did that, his explanation was pretty solid, I think. Your thoughts on not seeing Carnell Tate run a down and out. I mean, are we okay with this for them?
I thought that Salah's explanation was fantastic, which essentially was these guys have been just getting ready for combines and pro days, right? The training for that is drastically different than training to play football. And rather than bringing a bunch of guys in and just think you just turn the light switch on and you start practicing football and then having a bunch of soft tissue injuries, let's exercise a little patience and restraint and find other ways to make steps forward in terms of progress. So obviously a lot of mental stuff, walkthroughs, things of that nature. To me, this is how I feel about kind of all of this. Just because teams in the NFL have done things a certain way for 20 years or in some cases more, it doesn't mean you have to still do them that way. Like we're learning, right? Like they're
right.
At one point they told us like, hey, these are the 5 food groups. This is a balanced meal, and you eat these. Like, I don't know if I ate Cheerios every morning, like I'd probably be more overweight than I am, right? So I just think that I like the idea of coaches that their eyes are open to doing things in an improved way. And fewer soft tissue injuries in May, I think, is improving your football team.
Oh, I totally agree. And listen, if I'm an undrafted guy, if I'm a receiver, the fact that Carnell Tate's not out there, I get more reps, and maybe I do something where the coach is like, hey, you know what? Number 19's got a little talent over here. So I think it's a win-win if you're an undrafted guy.
It is. It also gives you a sense of where you stand, which is also really good. And look, it's hard to find opportunities. So you got to take the opportunities you can get whenever you can get them. And I think every organization would say, if you have your, highest picks and your, highest paid players healthy when the season is, when wins and losses are happening, I think everybody would say like, yeah, that's the better plan for our team.
I get it. And listen, you had this too, like I had in college. When you go home for the summer, they'd give you a summer workout, conditioning. And I forget when guys would come back out of shape. And I remember how disappointed, not mad, not frustrated. My coaches were always disappointed when guys came back not in shape, right? So I get all this about holding out, get in shape, and go to camp. Is that a disappointment for you when you give your guys a summer workout condition and they come back and they don't make their times? I think that would be extremely frustrating and disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, the way it works in high school football is wild. I mean, I do think that it's something that NCAA needs to look at, because guys don't go home for the summer in high school football. I mean, basically, as soon as graduation happens, everybody just starts doing football, which, look, we do. It's what everyone in the state does, but I've actually said to people, it's kind of wild, because it's more than the pros are doing, and it's more than college football is doing. I mean, I'm being serious about it. It's, and I don't know the history behind it, but it's really kind of amazing that, call it May 27th, people kind of just get into football right then. And if things go as well as every team wants them to go, you're still going to be playing football on December 4th. So I do think, whatever, you sent me on a tangent on it.
Oh, you're good.
I have some strong feelings on it, but like, it's kind of crazy we do as much. So, the good news in high school football is no one goes home and comes back out of shape, but it did always amaze me when we would come back, and have a conditioning test in the pros. And I'm looking at guys like, what did you do while you were, what in the world were you doing while you were home? Because guys did come back out of shape.
Well, I remember you check in back in the day, you check in like the first week of August, and you're like, I hope I'm in shape. And you're like, July. I always remember I took June off, and July 4th, I'm like, you know what? I need to start running, and I need to start working out. And then I always I'd complete the times, I'd get back, but you'd have that break where it's not like I'm so just all into football that I needed this kind of respite from everything. And I think it worked out fabulous. And I'm 100% agreeing with you about sometimes you just need a break.
Yeah, I mean, there's I don't know. If you look at it like in today's culture, and it's very different, when you and I were growing up and that type of thing in terms of, the amount of training. 20 years ago, there were way more, 3-sport athletes and 2-sport athletes. It is now an environment where kids that are even playing multiple sports are position specific or sport specific training all year long. And look, while there is some value to it, I do think that there is an element of committing yourself, to a sport or to something that it's just too early. I can just tell you, every year I've been at Ensworth, okay? Every single year I've been at Ensworth, we have had a football player that at some point in his high school career thought he was going to go play a different college sport other than football and ended up going and playing college football. Does that make sense? So, like,
Yes,
this past year we had a kid that was on the golf team, didn't even play football as a sophomore. He's going to play football on a football scholarship. Similar things happened the year prior. It will happen again in this graduating class, that we have upcoming. And so I just think to focus on things so long, when you might think you're a lacrosse player all the way up until your junior year, and then next thing you know, football loves you back because you've just been active and competitive and doing all of those things. I just think it's important for people who are in leadership positions. I certainly see myself in one as a head football coach to help develop and nurture that, so that, these kids that, aren't shaving yet, can figure out that, like, things might look different when they turn 17 years old.
Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst and Ensworth football coach, joins us. We'll have more with him coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Continuing our conversation with Tim Hasselbeck from ESPN and Innsworth. Tim, I saw this story that DeAndre Hopkins wants to play with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. What would you think about that, adding him to the mix, knowing that he's not a number one anymore, but with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that could be another weapon for Burrow?
Yeah, and I think, what's interesting about Hopkins is he's played a long time. I think he's, probably 33 years old or so. He's actually one of those players that he can play inside or outside. He doesn't have the speed that he once had, but he's got a great feel, and he obviously has a incredible catch radius. So I do think that there's value there, just even knowing, your role might be different. He's a guy that certainly bounced around some teams where he hasn't been the number one guy. And so I think that, I think when, teams look at like adding veteran players that can play a role, he could do that. He, I think, is different than some, guys that have been number ones before. I remember talking to you guys about Julio Jones coming to the Titans. Yeah. And like, look, he's used to getting like 8 targets a game. Like some guys just aren't up for the idea that they may play 3 games in a row and not have a ball thrown at them. I think Hopkins has a different posture than maybe some other guys that are as accomplished as he has been.
Well, and I mean, look, they're, for their third right now is, Oshiva, or however you say his name, from Princeton, who I thought, fit in nicely, took over Boyd's spot. But I mean, you add Nuke to the mix, on top of what they have at the receiver position and then tight ends. I mean, I don't think Joe Burrow would say no to that.
Oh gosh, no. I think it just comes down to, when you start to think about like the depth you have at wide receiver, who the guys are and that type of stuff. You have to remember too, like, all right, if you keep him, you're not going to, like, he's not going to play on kickoff. He's not on kickoff return. He's not on punt. He's not, so you start to
right.
Like, yeah, hey, is he better than who you would have as your third receiver? Probably so. But, where else are you making concession in terms of, guys that would participate on special teams and things like that? So I do think that there's, some nuance to it as you get down the roster and you think about the number of tight ends that you're keeping and what does your running back room look like, because you do have an older veteran running back, if that's the case. Are his snaps limited on special teams? What about in the return game? Is one of your extra receivers a returner? And if that's the case, well, then do all the other guys that you have, do they need to end up, being guys that are participating in special teams? So, like, those are big factors in the decision as well, not just, hey, can he help us on offense?
How much longer can this window, or where is the window for the Bengals right now? I mean, you obviously still have Burrow, but I mean, at some point you got to see something out of them, right?
You do. And it was his comment, right? Like, his career is his window. And I think people felt that way early on. They just defensively weren't great. They've made some questionable decisions. Like, look, as great as it is having Higgins and Chase, I think you could have made the argument that, paying both of those wide receivers all that money maybe wasn't the wisest thing. And then getting into the dispute they did with Trey Hendrickson was not maybe the wisest thing. And so, and then Burrow's injuries haven't helped. So, they don't feel like a team that, from their, kind of early success with Burrow has been trending in the right direction. And it's in a division that's usually remarkably competitive. And I think you can make the argument that a lot of teams in that division, show, at least improvement or competitiveness each and every year.
Excluding injuries, I'm looking at wide receivers at, usually at 34, that's when they tend to like be done. And there's a few. Our very own Derek Mason was great at 35. Steve Smith Jr., Jerry Rice. There's only 4 or 5 guys, Tim, after 34 years of age that really do something well, have an impact. And Derek Mason's one of those. What's the common denominator in these guys that when they get past that 34, besides not being injured, that they're able to put up really good numbers.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that guys get, a little bit slower, right? Like that's a big factor to it. The other aspect is, if you're no longer number one, the guys want to continue to play if it's not revolving around them. Remember Joey Galloway kind of having a conversation about that one time, and it was interesting to hear. Remember Amani Toomer went to the Chiefs, and he was like, you know what? No, this isn't what I was looking to do. So I do think there's an element of that. And so I think those are all factors. And then I would just also, like you saying, obviously staying healthy, but a guy's injury history, matters quite a bit as well in terms of what somebody's been through. Like it never surprises me when we see a tight end retire after 7 years in the NFL.
Right.
Because I'm like, I hope people know like what his body has probably been through. Right. And so, sometimes guys are like, look, I'm not up for the struggle anymore. Like I would like to be able to walk upstairs and pick up my kids one day.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I always go back to Keyshawn Johnson, was so good out of USC, the last really number one receiver in 96 in the draft with the Jets, and then just somehow lost it, whether it's attitude or not caring or whatever. And he's been open about being regretful about that. But guys that had that talent, right, that could have really gone to the next level, and something happened to them along the way. And receivers that position, because you're still making a big impact in the game, and there you have a shelf life. And you're talking about it right now, where you hit a certain level, your speed decreases, everything decreases, and then you try to get. So when I hear that DeAndre Hopkins wants to come back, I'm like, I'm not so sure about this.
Yeah, I think some of it is just the guy's posture. How unselfish is he? How willing to block is he? I think we've talked about Anquan Bolden in the past. Anquan Bolden played for a long time, but he was always, a pretty unselfish player. And not to say it's all about selfishness, but if you've been a number one guy, you've probably, made a lot of money. And if you've made a lot of money and you're used to, and this is what I was saying to you guys about Julio Jones, you're used to getting the ball thrown your direction 8 times a game, you might go, like, wait a minute, man. Like, I kind of like the idea of, I'm a part of the game. Think about playing 60 snaps in a game and not having the ball thrown at you.
Right.
Like that, for a lot of receivers, doesn't sound fun. I remember Joey Galloway told me, he's like, look, I went to New England and I was going to be the third wide receiver, and you stand on the sideline for like majority of the game, and then you go in for like one play, 3 wides. Okay, you go in the game, and for a play, ball doesn't get thrown at you, and then you punt, and you come off the field, and then you stand there for a while. It's like, I'm just not used to that. Like that's never been my experience with football, and there's a big adjustment to it. So I definitely think it can go both ways.
Hey, I want to ask your thoughts about Patrick Mahomes coming back. Evidently, they say he's way ahead of his rehab coming back. When you're injured that way, the bad knee injury, how does it is subconsciously in your mind, you're thinking, all right, if I run again, if I plant this way, I might hurt my knee again. How can that screw with your mind when you're trying to make a comeback?
There's some video of Tom Brady, in NFL films. He's in a preseason game, and he's kind of sailing a bunch of passes, and it was right when he came back from his ACL injury. And Belichick kind of goes over the sideline, to him on the sideline, and it's like, look, man, like, you got to trust it. Like, you're back. Like, you've been cleared. You're physically healthy. Like, you're good to go. And he had his injury at the very beginning of the season. Mahomes is, we're talking about a December ACL injury. So I do think, I do think that that is a hurdle beyond the health, physical health that's there for a lot of guys. And, when I see how kind of gingerly he was moving on that video that's out there, it definitely gives me an appreciation of, like, we kind of assume, Adrian Peterson 6 months later back at it, and, some of these elite athletes and the way they bounce back. It's a long process, and it's a significant injury for everybody. And so I think he would be smart, and the organization would be smart to, not be in any crazy race.
Well, that's what we've said. Chase and I have talked about this. Cam Ward got hurt on a designed running play, and I would love to see those gone. If I'm If I'm the Titans and Cam Ward is my future, there's no way in hell, Tim, I'm going to do a design running play for Cam Ward. Now, if you scramble, I understand that, but I'm not doing a design run play where some 320-pound lineman can just jack him all up. I'm not doing that. So I'd love to see that be gone out of the playbook for my franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I do think that there's an element where it can really help you. And so being open to do it, but not majoring in it is key. And, you know, because there are some quarterbacks that don't get, you know, that don't get run. And, you know, and like Joe Burrow, they don't run him. They don't design run him. He seems like he's hurt every year.
Right.
And there are other guys, Josh Allen, who I'm like, you know, you almost want to close your eyes and hold your breath if you're a Bills fan because they run him all the time. And, you know, he's seemingly always available. So I guess I think it's different depending on, you know, what you want to major in, but I think it's good to have it available and just be careful to kind of pick and choose your spots.
He is Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst and Innsworth football coach. Tim, appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. See you, fellas.
See ya. Tim Hasselbeck joins us every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We're bringing it back. The what if game.
I like it. We're going to every Tuesday, I think at 1:30,
Okay.
the what if. This
All
is
right.
always participation. And today's topic, this is a tease going in. What if, because you're doing the draft lottery tonight, you and
Yep.
Max are in this.
Yep.
What if the Preds had won the Stanley Cup in 2017? That's our question.
It's a big what if.
Yep.
I have a lot of thoughts on that.
Yes.
We will discuss next on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. You can hear Joe sing this at karaoke on Friday nights.
I'll be at Pookie Jane's out in Hermitage, Mount Juliet
Nice.
area. So come on out and see me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. A little John party for you. The what if game. We do this during the off season of what if something had happened differently in sports past.
That's why I call it what if.
Yeah, what if?
So you're doing the NFL Draft Lottery tonight with Max. Preds are in it, and so my thing is,
we're gonna have a special guest, by the way. I can throw this out there.
Oh, don't do this to me.
Ryan Johansson.
Okay.
Join us. So looking forward to that.
Don't say it. I'm going to stab you in the eyeball.
Ryjo.
Chase has lost his right eye. Sorry about that. So our what if today is, what if the Preds had won the Stanley Cup in 2017? Now, we've done this. We did it a year ago. We had a lot of great responses, but I'm going to turn it to you because I know what I thought. I was working in TV at the time, but what would have happened had the Preds won the Stanley Cup that year?
Well, it's funny I mentioned Ryan Johansson because I have said this, and I will always say this. If he doesn't get hurt in the Western Conference Final against Anaheim, I think they do win the Stanley Cup. I think he was that good for them at that particular time that he just was that missing piece that they didn't have. But
with an injury, I had never in my life.
I mean, nobody had ever heard of it.
Compartment syndrome injury
in his leg. Yeah. And he didn't even know it until after the game when he started feeling weird.
But it's like almost like a life or death situation.
No, I mean, it was a huge deal. If they had won the Stanley Cup in 2017, I think that, eventually the run ends, so we could be in the same position now, talking about the same stuff. But, I mean, look, it would have changed the view of this franchise. I mean, I think it could have, you could have been in a position to go for it again the next year, which the team the next year was a better team. That ended up losing in 7 games. But, does it change David Poyle's way of thinking when it comes to the expansion draft with Vegas? Because he left James Neal unprotected. James Neal goes to Vegas, and they go to the Stanley Cup final in their first year. Does he, at that point, go, you know what? Maybe I need to keep a piece like him, and Calle Jarnkrok is the guy that is left unprotected.
Oh, I forgot about
so I think that could have been an interesting thing.
Let me ask you this. Does Laviolette get to elite status?
Yes.
Because that's 2 cups.
Two cups.
Teams.
That's 2 cups and
made a final in 10
with Philadelphia, Carolina, Nashville. So that'd be 2 cups and 3 teams led to the final.
Yep.
I think that's right. Yeah. So I mean that's a pretty good resume there. He probably doesn't get fired in 2020 like he did. Now he could eventually get fired,
sure.
But the Stanley Cup buys you some time.
Right.
I mean, look, I think it sets you up for potentially more than one. And I think David Poyle probably, rides off into the sunset maybe at a different time when the team was at a higher ilk. There's a lot of, okay, here's the big one.
I was going to ask you this.
Pekka Rinne is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean, what would it do to his resume to have that on?
Pekka Rinne is a Hall of Famer, I think. With a Stanley Cup, a Vezina, he had been a finalist for it. I think he's a Hall of Famer for sure.
What about?
I'd have to go look at some other play. Does that do something different for Mike Fisher? Poyle's already in the Hall of Fame, but that just
what does it do for PK Subban's legacy had they won? Because it didn't end so pretty here in 2019.
It makes it different. I don't think we're talking Hall of Fame or anything because the way he played, I think there was always a shorter window for his career.
Right.
He's all, look what he's doing on ESPN and stuff. I think he was always going to do that. I think people might look at him a little differently because, again, no disrespect to Shea Weber. I don't know if the team's in that position if they don't make that trade.
Do more teams make a off-season blockbuster trade like they did with Weber and Subban? Because that was June of 16, and then next year they're in the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
Merchandise-wise, brand-wise, what does it do for the Nashville Predators?
Oh, it's huge because now they're a Stanley Cup winning franchise. they would have done something that Toronto hadn't done in a long time. You know,
Right.
Montreal and some of these blue blood teams. I think Nashville's always looked at fondly, but the Predators would be discussed more.
Let me ask you this, because I think this is different. On the national landscape, I think more people weigh in on the Predators than do the Titans. Why is that? Even without them winning the Cup. Why is that? Outside of Nashville, nobody really talks about the Titans.
Right.
They don't. I mean, we've talked to people around the country, but the Predators, for some reason,
You want my honest answer?
Yeah.
Because I think the Predators are a better built organization. I think the Titans have just had too much BS over the past, really their existence. But I mean, especially the past few years, but there's been a lot of stability with the Predators organization. I mean, you had one general manager for 20 something years. You had one head coach for 16 years. Then you had Laviolette come in, take them to new heights. I just think stability is really important.
is it because more teams get to spend more time here in the city? Like, these teams love to come to Broadway. They love to hang out. And when the Texans come here, they don't, you don't experience that. Plus, the Titans haven't won. I just think when I talk to people, like we were in Florida, people are like, oh yeah, the Predators, Nashville. I get more Predator that than instead of like, oh, the Titans. I mean, it's like 10-1. Nobody brings that up.
Yeah.
It's always about the Predators.
A lot of people weighing in on this. So our what if question, what if the Predators had won the Stanley Cup in 2017? I'm not going to say they would have gone back to back, but I think they could have had it. Is there one more piece that would have been interested in coming here because they saw what the window was?
Oh, I'm sure, man. And
I firmly believe that in 2018, when they lost to Winnipeg in the 7 games, I believe what lost that series was a little bit of lineup mismanagement by Peter Laviolette. I think he, because I'm trying to remember who he kept swapping in and out. It may have been Yarncroke. But Scott Hartnell, he kept taking him out and putting somebody else in.
Right. Yeah.
Scotty should have played that whole series.
True.
And because of the grit and just being a pest in front of the net. I know he was, on the back 9 of his career, but I still think he brought something.
Well, I also think in 17, you had a bunch of misfits on that team with Fiddler, Zonerchuk. There's another guy, I forget, that like, all right, these guys are here just for that run. You had that grit and the older guys, and they love the opportunity. And I think that's what's been missing for a while now.
I agree.
I
totally agree. And I mean, that was something that, David in particular was really good at finding, was the guys you've never really heard of, but the diamonds in the rough that just fit.
Yeah. Right. I mean, Fiddler had the game-winning goal versus the Blues.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had it this year. I mean, Mike McCarron and Cole Smith were 2 of those guys, and they ended up getting draft capital for him at the deadline.
Right.
But, I mean, Harry Zonerchuk was one. I think the big what if is, if they win the Stanley Cup, does David Poyle handle the expansion draft differently? Because I think he does. I think he keeps James Neal.
Could be.
And because James Neal was such a big piece of that team that I think, and it may have not have been Yarncroke, but he might have looked and said, I'm willing to let somebody else go or make a trade. He would have wheeled and dealed with Vegas of don't take James Neal, so I kind of wonder if he would have gone about that differently.
Well,
knowing that they could have been in a position to win another one.
That's the best part about the what ifs is like, man, there's so many branches to this that really is fun to talk about, because it's hard to believe now it's 9 years, 10 seasons since that happened. And it seems like yesterday, man.
615-737-1025. A lot of you weighing in on this. What if the Predators had won the Stanley Cup in 2017? What would the story be today? We'll read some of your answers. You can call as well at 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe on a Tuesday, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Our what if question, what if the Predators had won the Stanley Cup back in 2017? A lot of you want to weigh in on this. Justin in Greenbrier says, I think that winning the Stanley Cup changes the whole trajectory of the Preds' future. The Preds should have won that series against Pittsburgh. They got hosed in that first game. They win that game. I feel like it changes the outcome of the rest of the series. I agree.
I absolutely agree with that.
Let's see. 0877. If the Predators had won the Stanley Cup in 17, Nashville would have had a better chance of becoming a hockey town with a lot of entertainment instead of an entertainment town with a hockey team.
It's a pretty good little observation right there, right?
It's interesting. And says the Preds are talked about more nationally than the Titans because the NHL is a far superior product than the NFL. I'm not going to go that far, but I understand what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Well, I'll read this one. Hair Metal Henry says, I wouldn't be so pissed that the organization seemed more focused on winning Arena of the Year instead of focusing on the hockey team. I don't know if I completely agree with that. I think they have been focused on the hockey team. I think now, let's see. Matthew says, and this is one I didn't even think of. If we had won the Cup in 2017, we wouldn't have any of the young guys we have now. Poyle would have never traded for Kyle Turris. And then he mentions Johansson and giving Johansson the extension. Johansson was a big reason. I mean, look, he didn't live up to the contract at the end there, but he earned that contract. There was a reason that he got that contract.
Sure.
The Kyle Turris part, now that is interesting. Does Poyle go after Turris? Or does he go after Duchesne originally, end up with Turris, and then sign Duchesne as a free agent? I don't know.
Kyle Turris, though, was wearing gold.
Yeah, thank you. Kyle Turris.
They still paying him?
Yes.
Still,
yes,
yeah.
They're still they're paying Duchesne and Turris.
Good Lord.
But I think if they win think about this, if they win the Cup in 2017, maybe you keep James Neal. Do you sign, Nick mentioned, I think Draisaitl was.
He was an RFA at the time.
Yeah. So do you offer sheet Draisaitl? I don't know. But, I mean, maybe you don't feel obligated to try and go get Kyle Turris.
He was with Toronto?
Ottawa. Yeah. So, I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it, too. Because, look, I didn't hate the Kyle Turris thing at the time, but I obviously looking back on it, it wasn't good.
No, but I mean, you don't hit everything out of the park, right? We know this.
You don't. And Predemption on our YouTube chat said that too. I've got a few ideas. The Preds don't ever sign Kyle Turris.
Right. Especially still paying him. That's insanity, man.
Your 27-28 season, by the way, $2 million.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice little part-time job for him.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
He's out. He's out of the league.
DoorDash? No, I'm still getting paid by the Preds. Oh, okay, then. Well,
I'm just hanging out.
That is something else. I don't know. I mean, it's always a great what if, because these are so many observations and takes you can have on this of where this team would have gone, the franchise would have gone. And, obviously, like tonight, Dr. Crane, Nashville SC's got a big game tonight in the
CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Well, I don't want to say cornucopia. That means no sense.
Close.
Right? So, I mean, it's a big deal if they win tonight and go and win the whole thing. I mean, that's a big deal for them. And is it equal to a Stanley Cup? No. But it's still winning a championship. And I just think you can always say, hey, yeah, we won that CONCACAF championship. With the Preds being like, hey, remember we won the Stanley Cup? It just, I don't know. Like the Buccaneers did the same thing in the NFL for so long. When they went after 2002, it's like, hey, the Bucs won a Super Bowl. Well, we're not very good. Hey, we won the Super Bowl in 2002. So it's always there. It just changes how people think about you.
Yeah. It's interesting. It is certainly interesting to think about.
Yeah, sure.
And that's why you brought it up. Patrick says, winning a cup changes how everyone thinks about you from top to bottom. As an Islanders fan, we haven't won in 40 years, but we still fall back to that. Great what-if question.
That's exactly right. So you can say, yeah, your team sucks. Hey, we've won, they won 3 or 4 Stanley Cups?
You know what?
Right?
Like right now, what Nashville has is 2 of their 3 pro sports teams have gotten to the championship, but they've lost it. That's what they're known for. The Titans lost the Super Bowl, and the Predators lost the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
That's it. But that changes. You win one of those.
Right. We did that game the day of like, since the Titans and Predators showed up in the 99 year, Nashville's not won cities have 2 sports teams have they won a championship, and there's only a few, like since 99. Like Buffalo's one of those that has not won a championship at all. Cincinnati's not won anything.
Nope.
Since 99. And you can go on. It's not a good company to be in.
Played in one.
Yep.
Yep.
Not a good company. You don't want to be in that company with all that. So I think that's the somebody said Orlando because Orlando's got a soccer team.
Dallas
basketball.
Yeah, the Rangers.
Rangers won, yeah. And the Mavericks won in 06.
The Mavericks. The Stars were in the final. But I don't think they won. They didn't win one.
Astros won.
Yeah, Houston.
Denver's won a Super Bowl.
Yep. And they've won
NBA.
They've won NBA and Stanley Cup.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So they've won 3.
What about Minnesota? Their last World Series was 91.
No.
They've got So you're lumped in Minnesota.
So the Vikings have not.
T-Wolves, nothing.
T-Wolves, no. The Wild are in the playoffs right now. So yeah, no.
You go Chicago.
Did the Lynx win? I know it's WNBA, but
no idea. No clue.
I feel like they may have won.
Chicago won 10, 12, 14, and the Cubs won in 16.
Yep. Bulls haven't won anything. Bears haven't won.
Cleveland won a title in 16 or 17 with LeBron.
Yep.
So they got that. So it's not a good table to be at.
Atlanta won with the Braves.
21.
Yep.
The Lynx have 4 championships, Chase.
Okay.
So 11, 13, 15.
Yeah, I knew they were. I thought they were pretty good. But in the Big 4,
Miami, the Heat won with LeBron and those guys.
Yep. And that's it. Marlins haven't won since 2003.
2003. That's right. Tampa won. So on and on and on. But
Scott in Shelbyville said, if the Preds had won, I would have absolutely gone wild at the parade afterwards. I would have been right there running down Broadway, shirtless, maybe only in my underwear.
Okay. Glad we didn't get to see that, but thanks, Scott.
5136. If the Preds don't sign tourists, then I'm not stuck with a tourist jersey. Kevin says Stars have won a Stanley Cup. But yeah, like in the 90s.
Yeah, we're talking from 99. Did they win it in 99?
Yeah.
I think they did.
Eddie Belfour.
Yep.
But they haven't won since then, right?
No, I don't think so.
I know they've played in one.
But we're talking since the 98-99 season.
Yeah. Which actually might have been the year they won. Actually, now that I think about it.
I mean, they won in 99. They beat Buffalo, right?
Yes. Yep. 99.
Yeah.
They won. But since then, who they lose? They lost to Tampa Bay in 2020. So that's the last time they were in it.
God, those COVID years, man.
I know. That's why I had to think. I mean, since 2017, so Pittsburgh won that year. Capitals, Blues, Lightning, Avalanche, Golden Knights, Panthers.
Yeah, it's not easy getting there, man. But gosh, once you do get there and win, it's heaven.
Yeah. So yes, 98-99, the Stars won, but that's the last time they won. 4987 says Nashville SC will be the first Nashville team to win a championship. They might be. They're in position to do that this year.
Yep.
And they got a damn good team.
I mean, if you count the U.S. Open Cup, but neither here nor there.
Don't read.
Let's not get into that argument. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Don't read Wes's text.
Yeah, there you go. Along those lines, we will.
I got something for you next.
Okay.
It is about NFL. It's about sports stadiums.
Okay.
And I think you'll enjoy this. I think our listeners will enjoy this.
We will do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. tag, so I was confused. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. Before we get to your stadium thing, Dylan has been waiting patiently.
Sure.
Let's grab his call real quick. Dylan, what you got?
Hey guys, you were talking about the contract for that hockey player and how long it is, and the Predators are still paying him. So it made me think of like a funny question to ask you guys. Do you guys know Bobby Bonilla?
We do know Bobby. I mean, not personally, but we know of him. Yes.
But yes, do you know his contract? Like what his contract was or is?
Yeah, July 1st every year is Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yeah, from 2011 to 2035, and his agent worked that deal, and then also got him 8% interest too, which is crazy. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Who had the better agent, his agent or Kirk Cousins' agent? And that was just what I wanted to say. So
thank you, Dylan. Appreciate the call. Well, probably Bobby Bonilla's on that. I mean, dude's still getting paid.
I think Kirk Cousins made $300 million guaranteed, something crazy along those lines.
I mean, he's been good too.
He's won one playoff game.
Yeah.
Think about that. One playoff game that he's won. So it's good for Bonilla. I mean, you look, I don't fault the guys. There's a contract here in town that I like a lot of people would like to get out of. It's never going to happen. And that's Saros.
Yeah.
7.5, $8 million, whatever it is. I mean, he's got that for another 6 or 7 years, however long it is. I don't know, but still. That goes on, but I mean, you can't fault the guy. I don't fault anybody for making money, not at all. I don't fault anybody for doing that. So good for Bobby Bonilla, good for Kyle Turris. I mean, it sucks that it happened, but it's not. They're making money. Good for them.
Yep, they sure are. All right, what you got?
All right, so I have this list of. I need you to name the oldest stadiums in all the sports. I just found this list fascinating. Let's start Major League Baseball. There are 5 stadiums that are 50 years older. I want you to name me the oldest stadium in Major League Baseball.
Wrigley.
That comes in second. Wrigley
Fenway.
Field is 112 years old.
Fenway.
Number 1. Fenway Park is 114 years old. Give me 3, 4, 5.
3 would probably be Dodger Stadium.
Bingo, 64 years old.
Angels.
Number 4, 60 years old. And the 5th oldest stadium in Major League Baseball is, and they've won 2 World Series in the last 4 or 5 decades.
Hold on now.
The owner used to own a bunch of apartment complexes here in Nashville.
White Sox?
No, sir. Comiskey's only 35 years old.
Okay.
Or whatever they call it now.
Do you know, Dr. Crane?
I have a guess. Is it Seattle?
That stadium's like 10 years old.
Yeah, no. Baltimore?
No.
Camden Yards?
That's open in 980 something, but no, that's not it.
So we're talking like the 70s.
Open in 1973. Here's your hint. One of their all-time best baseball players missed a World Series game because he had hemorrhoids.
Kansas City.
The Royals.
Yeah.
Number 1. Good job.
I forgot about it.
Let's go to NFL Chaser. Give me the top 5 oldest stadiums in the National Football League.
All right. Miami.
Miami's 5th. They're
Okay.
open in 1987.
All right.
Now, I've got a problem with number 1 on this list, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
I mean, it's been redone.
Completely redone. It looks nothing
Jacksonville?
like, no, sir.
Okay. Good. Because, I mean, that was an older.
Well, they've only been around since 95.
Arrowhead.
Arrowhead's 3rd.
Okay.
They come in. They've been there around 56 years.
So
you've got 3 and 5. The oldest NFL
I have 1.
stadiums.
Oh, yeah. So I've guessed 3 and 5. Let's see. Well, is Buffalo on the list because it hadn't closed yet?
It is not.
Okay. Because it would have been.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
Number 1, Soldier Field, 102 years old. Doesn't count.
Lambeau.
Lambeau's second at 69. And number 4, at 51 years old, the Superdome is number 4.
Yeah.
All right, let me give you NHL real quick. What's the oldest arena in the National Hockey League?
The Calgary Saddle Dome.
Incorrect. That is second.
Well, the Garden.
Number 1.
Yeah. But they've redone it. I mean, I don't know if I count that either.
Okay.
But
3, 4, and 5. These were all west of the Mississippi.
West of the Mississippi. Do they count Seattle? Even though they completely redid it? Okay, good.
Did not.
Man, this
Number 5.
Utah.
Utah's third, 35 years old, right?
Yeah, Delta Center. No, they don't play in the Target Center. Do you know Dr. Crane?
Crypto.com?
No.
LA?
Like Staples Center, LA?
No.
West.
Same town almost, though.
Oh, the Pond. Anaheim.
Honda Center, 33 years old. And rounding out the number 5, San Jose at 33 years old.
Yep.
So there you go. A little fun. Look at all. I'm not going to go to NBA because it's pretty much the same almost as NHL.
Target Center's on there.
Target Center is on there. Number 2.
Number
Number 1's Madison Square Garden. 3rd's Delta Center.
United Center's probably in there.
It's not because that opened in 95 or 96 or
no,
93.
it opened in like 93.
Yeah, that's only 33 years. No, it's not on the list.
Okay.
Because Cleveland's arena opened in 1994. That's 32 years. And then Phoenix Stadium came 34 years ago. But the baseball one, like Fenway Park, like pretty much, I mean, they've added seats. I know they've added little things. But the stadium, what you saw 100 years ago is still there. Soldier Field, it's not. Soldier Field's been completely redone.
So what's funny is my buddy Phil just texted me. Ricky, Phil, and I just did this like a month ago sitting at the bar.
Stadiums like that?
And I still can't remember them all.
Yeah, so it's a neat little thing about what goes on there with all the stadiums.
And what's crazy is so Nissan Stadium will close at what, 27 years old?
Let's see. The first season was 99. The last season's 26, so that's 28 seasons.
28 seasons, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's funny
don't
about
even make it to 30.
Dodger Stadium. There's been like, you hear like, there's plans to do this, but like Dodger Stadium, Fenway, I mean, you could never move out of Wrigley. You can't.
No.
A lot of people are still mad at Yankee Stadium. They moved out of the old Yankee Stadium.
Yep, and tore it down.
Yep.
I agree.
Not too happy about that.
I asked people in Chicago, they're like, well, the Sox need a new park, and I'm like, well, what about Wrigley? Hell no.
Well, Sox Park opened in 91. I mean, it's okay.
It's not bad. I like it. I think it's kind of underrated. It's not, I mean, it's nothing special, but it's not bad.
Well, I remember when they were going to do Miami where the Dolphins played at Hard Rock, it's like all these plans are like, how about we do this? We just remodel that, make it cool looking with the different, like the big tent
the
on
roof
top of it.
and the spires, and
it looks totally different.
That's what the Titans were going to do originally.
They were, weren't they?
They were talking about it, and then they looked, and structurally, the way they had built current Nissan Stadium, it was going to cost pretty much the same or more.
That's right.
And it's like, okay, well, let's just build a new one.
Build a new one.
Build a dome.
Are you still? I wish it would have been a retractable roof.
Well, so it's interesting you bring that up, because if you look at all the new stadiums being built, how many have retractable roofs? The current ones.
I don't know.
The answer is none.
Cleveland,
no. Buffalo is open. Vegas didn't have one. It was a standard roof. LA is open on the side.
Correct.
But covered. Minnesota, same thing. And then you said Cleveland. I think Jacksonville is going to be indoor.
Is Washington? I don't
Washington.
know. I wonder why.
Because I think they did a study that like the last time like Jerry's World or Houston or Indy, the ones that have retractable roofs, the last time they were open for a game, it's been like forever. Like they never open them for games. So it's kind of like, what's the point? Because it adds extra cost to have all that, the mechanism and stuff up there. So what's, I mean, that was my thing too. But now, like, I'm like, okay, well, if nobody uses it, then why spend the extra money?
Oh, some things are just meant to be outdoors, man.
Yeah. So,
but nobody asked us, which is fine.
615-737-1025. Edward, hang on. We'll get to your call. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game on this Tuesday. Again tonight, the NFL or NHL Draft Lottery with the Predators at the BetMGM Sports Lounge. It's their official 2026 NHL Draft Lottery watch party. Admission is free. They're going to have interactive games and contests and appearances from the one and only Ryan Johansson. Nash will be there, the Preds energy team, and more. And you can join Max Hers and I will be broadcasting starting at 6 on YouTube. Due to Vandy Baseball, but we'll take you through all of that on our YouTube channel at 1025 The Game. Doors open at 5. The party starts at 5:30. So be sure to check that out downtown. Edward wants to weigh in on stadiums real quick. What's up, Edward?
Hey guys, thanks. Just got back from the West Coast. My wife and I on a quest to see all 50 states, and we checked the last one, Oregon. But we wanted to drive down to North California to see the Redwoods, and my wife got tickets to see the Sacramento A's and the Cleveland Guardians this weekend.
Nice.
And guys, I'm gonna tell you what an experience. They're playing the next 3 seasons, the Sacramento A's, in a minor league stadium, and they I sat 30 yards away from Ramirez with the Guardians on third base.
Wow.
What an experience. But the Oakland A's, back in the late 60s, early 70s, they dominated. Great pitching, Vita Blue, Raleigh Fingers, Reggie Jackson hitting them out. But a trivia question for you. Who was the owner for the Oakland A's at that time? Do you remember?
That Charlie Finley?
There you go. Guess who owned the Memphis Tams, an ABA team that played, of course, in Memphis?
Phil Bredesen.
Charlie Finley.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I thought y'all would appreciate hearing that. Those fans in Sacramento, they're going to have an experience. A lot of the major league players, I hear the big ones, they're not happy about having to play in a minor league stadium.
Oh, well.
But yeah, exactly. Get over making millions and millions of dollars. That reminds me so much of Barry Bonds when he said, man, you don't know how tough it is being a multi-millionaire. I don't want to hear it. But anyway, thought I'd share that with you.
Well, hold on before you go. Let me ask you this. Do you know what the TAMS stood for?
Yeah, it's a skid lid hat, isn't it?
No, sir. It stood for Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi.
There you go. You're right. I did remember that now when you said that.
Yep.
We're going back there, Joe. Showing a little time. Another thing I want to make real mention about that. Joe, you and I are about the same age.
34?
I can't. Yeah. It's hard to believe. Here I am, 64 years old. I would have never thought I would have heard Oakland A's now, the Sacramento A's and the Las Vegas A's and the Cleveland Guardians, not the Cleveland Indians. I guess I got to get with the times, but I keep waiting for the Atlanta Braves to say it's insulting to a tribe and we're going to change the name. So we'll see where it goes.
There you go, man. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, Edward. Appreciate the call. The TAMS. I forgot. I've heard about them.
Yep.
So interesting stuff there, and I appreciate Edward's call. But yeah, it is. I don't remember what I was going to say.
That's all right,
the stadium stuff is certainly entertaining and interesting to talk about, especially looking at the history.
You got half an hour to get it done right there. It's like we talked to McClain about the Astrodome. He's like, it just sits there, and if Nick Cesario wants to knock it down, he will. But I mean, I think some of this stuff just I don't know, man. Like you talked about it, Turner Field, which is in the parking lot, was Hank Aaron. And there a parking spot for Hank Aaron, right, where the home run went?
Yeah. Yeah, the wall's still there.
Is it?
Yeah.
The parking lot?
Yeah. No,
so
I would
keep things around like it. I think Brewer Park or Miller Field, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's the
First Family Mortgage.
Yeah, there's the home run plate just like out in the parking lot. I mean, I think you can keep things around. Dagwood and I from the Buzz were having a discussion about Opryland.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go to Opry Mills, the Grizzly River Rampage is the structure is most of it's still there.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, it's
the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there. And you're like, oh wow. I mean, you got to go over there and see it, but there's some things that are left around.
Still have water in it?
No.
Because there was something, or the water would come out of the Cumberland, right?
I don't remember. I hope not.
Well,
God, I hope
it
not.
went through some
no wonder I was sick for years. Lord Almighty, Mike. I'm doing that. But no, I mean, so if you leave some little moment, like what would they do for Nissan stand when they knock it down? Do you leave a part where Dyson caught the pass from Wycheck? Like this is where he caught the pass? I mean, that'd be something. What would you leave?
Our buddy Ricky came up with, like, he was like, they should plant like some trees in the exact area. And I mean, there may actually be buildings, but like
Sure.
plant trees, like if it were on a field, like here's one that's Lorenzo Neal, and then here's Frank, and then over here's Dyson, or something like that.
Cool idea.
That, to kind of mark where they were.
I don't know what plans. I'm sure there's going to be nothing left. They're going to knock all that
What
down.
I think would be cool, and you could do this with whatever you're going to build there, but like if that part were outside, put the yard lines. Like just have on the ground, just have
why not?
Have the 50 or something, and like this was the 50-yard line of Old Nissan Stadium.
Leave something. Leave something that's there.
Like have a statue of a guy laying on the ground holding his head from where Albert stomped him.
Yes, or have a part where Bud flipped off the crowd. Have that over the statue over there. You get a couple statues could be over there for memories of what happened at Nissan Stadium. I guess
it'd be fun.
The miracle, Albert Haynes stepping on his head, Bud flipping off the crowd. I think there's got to be one or two other things that you would put something up for.
Did Vince's comeback against Arizona, was that there or was that on the road?
That was here.
Yeah.
2009.
I'm trying to think.
Last play of the game.
Was the McNair, the spleen game, was that on the road or was that?
Was that here when the Chiefs knocked him out in the sternum? Maybe. Was that here?
Maybe. There was one where he one at the comeback win against the Giants where he hits Drew in the back of the end zone.
Was that up there though?
I thought that was here.
I don't remember. I thought it was up there though.
Yeah, it may have been. I don't know.
There's that one, and then one just went through my mind and I lost it.
I mean, you have to, I think, do something.
Sure, you do
to honor it. The history there.
Yeah.
I mean, even if that's, you do like a monument park or something.
I'm cool with the statue of Dyson when he caught the ball, and then put that in the exact same spot. If it's a field, if it's not taken over by an apartment complex, whatever, have that exact same spot where he caught the ball.
Yeah.
I'd have it right there. And why not?
If I told you they were going to do like a monument park and they did that, and it was Lorenzo Neal, Frank, and then Dice, but then they're going to add a statue of Bud Adams, Steve and Eddie. Would you be okay with that?
Where are those statues?
I mean, they're just all in there together somewhere.
Yeah. See why not?
I mean,
I don't see why Amy Adams doesn't put a statue of her father up in front of the stage. I would.
I would. I mean, look, you say what you want about him, but I mean, he's the reason they're here.
Yep. And that's her dad. So put it up right there.
And I think we'd all vote for him doing double birds. They're not going to do that, but it would be awesome.
It'd be the most taken picture of statue in the world. I'll never, because Goodell was at the game that day. It was versus the Bills, November of 2009. And then I remember in the press box, and then this was really before social media hit. And the picture got out about Bud, and we're like, what? And then Goodell was there. That was Terrell Owens was playing that game that day. Remember, like it was happening right now, a long time ago.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We'll have more coming next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game.
Hey guys, Big Joe here. Listen, it's that time during the show where we talk about you, because we want you to get better. We want you to be here for us, because if you're going through certain things and you're struggling, we need you to talk. We need you to reach out. Talking can change your life. Going to therapy can change your life. That's why we're so honored to be partnered with UnityCares.com. UnityCares.com is where you need to go to get better. Talk through your problems. And listen, you don't have to go through any of this alone. Going to therapy changed my life, and I've talked to others. Once you open up and get that off your chest, you'll feel so much better. Question we get a lot is like, I don't even know where to begin. Got you covered. UnityCares.com. Go to the webpage. Everything there is for you. Everything you need to figure out how to get started, where to go, who to talk to, it's all there for you. It's so easy to do this. Caring professionals whose only goal is to get you back living the life you absolutely deserve. Listen, they got telehealth. It's private. it's secure, it's confidential. And they're based right here in Middle Tennessee. And again, their whole goal is to get you back living the life you deserve. If you've got a loved one and you notice your loved one's not acting so well, talk to them and go to the website together, unitycares.com. I'm telling you, it's going to change their life, and you could be the catalyst for that person as well. We tell you all the time, you don't have to go through any of this alone. Our world's a better place because you are here. It all begins at one place, unitycares.com. That's unitycares.com.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. A lot of people have weighed in of what they should do to honor Nissan Stadium. These have been good. Gover says equipment from Vince Young launching it into the stands.
Great one, man.
Stacy has called in. Stacy, what you got?
Yeah, guys, I got this one. How about the Rob Baronis, that 60-yarder that he hit against the Indianapolis Colts to win that game? I think it was in 08.
06.
But, yeah, like do a statue and then just like take the last goalpost. I think that'd be awesome, man. I was there at that game.
That would be a good one. That's certainly a good one. Thanks for the call.
Heck
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thank you.
By the way, I meant to mention this yesterday. So when we went up to Cincinnati with the Cats, we were on this really nice Sprinter van that had TVs and stuff, so we, could watch. And we're on the way up, and I hear Poe go, "Oh boy!" And Coach Fisher and I look up at the TV, and you will never guess what was on the NFL Network.
The Miracle
Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
And,
wow.
And like that, he's just kind of looking at it, and it's like this is probably a terrible analogy, but it's kind of like when you meet someone that, was in the service or something, and like they have a flashback.
Yeah.
He had that look of like, oh, yeah. And he told us, like, this is probably the second time I've watched this game.
I don't believe that.
He said he watched it a few years ago for a documentary, but
I just don't believe that.
Oh, I believe it.
I just think
Floyd never watched it.
I don't know if I believe that or not.
I believe it.
I mean, you're part of the biggest thing ever in football, which you've attained to get to, and you're not going to watch it on TV.
But you lost.
That's all right. I don't know if I believe that's true. I don't know. I'd watch it just to say, hey, because that's part of the experience that you see, that you get to see because you're on the field in the game. But
what was so cool is we watched a few minutes of it, and like he remembers, like all the he's like, oh yeah, we called this play here. Yeah, that should have worked better. That was a bad block. Like, I mean,
all right.
Like he knew cool. It's like stuff like that.
What, you guys had satellite on this thing?
Yeah, internet. It was like YouTube TV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was on NFL Network.
Fancy schmancy.
Joey from Gallatin said, in again, things that they should do to honor the old Nissan Stadium. Finnegan's Fight.
That was that in
Andre
Houston?
Johnson.
I thought that was in Houston.
No, it was here. There was something here.
Remember the brawl?
Oh,
Andre Johnson.
Wasn't it D-Mace here?
Beat him down.
Because D-Mace and Finnegan got into it.
They had a fight up there in 08 in Baltimore.
Okay, so it was up there.
That Bullock got involved in.
A statue of Eddie George stiff-arming the bleep out of Ray Lewis.
Yeah, was that? I'm trying to think. The playoff game, was that when he just bowled over Ray? Okay. That was up there.
4309, another one. Vince Young throwing his pads in the stands. 3444, Derrick Henry stiff arm, Derrick Henry 99-yard run.
That's the Josh Norman.
Yep.
That'd be a great statue.
That'd be an awesome one. Justin and Greenbrier, the miracle should be what they do to immortalize the stadium. Whatever they do to honor it, they need something at the new stadium that points fans to the spot at like geofencing, have the coordinates so you can look up to find it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Boy, that's modern day right there with technology. The geofencing. Mm-hmm.
9055 said they took out the last of the River Rampage a couple of years ago. I worked on that ride back in the 80s. The thing that I still find amusing is that you could make the ride crash.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
But when you look at Opry Mills, a map compared to Opryland, you realize how small Opryland truly was.
Oh, yeah.
So small, and it seemed like it went on forever. But if you go over by the parking lot next to the hotel, I mean, there's part of the structure of the Grizzly River Rampage is still there.
Yeah. Dyson should get this is on our YouTube. Sam Hunter, Dyson should get 2, one where he caught the ball and one where he crosses the goal line.
I like catching the ball.
Yeah.
If you had to give me one of the two, I like catching the ball. I like it like kind of to the side, kind of stretching over to pick him up. I'd like that one.
I mean, the story of the whole thing is that Fisher's told, a bunch of times, but it's hilarious because the person that was supposed to run that play will be on the air in about 25 minutes. That's Derek Mason. He was concussed. And as Jeff Fisher put it, he asked whoever was on the sideline, or I think it was Alan Lowry. It's like, hey, where's D Mace? And he goes, he's in next week.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like, what? He goes, he's concussed. He got knocked into next week. And then Anthony Dorsett was the other one. He's cramping. And so he goes to Dyson and goes, Dice, home run throwback. We run it every week. Dice goes, Coach, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't been paying attention.
The stories were fantastic. Man.
And so Fisher's like, okay, go stand there, look for Frank. We're going to get the ball to Frank. Frank's going to throw it to you, stay inside the numbers, and take off.
Good Lord.
And everything went the way they didn't practice it, but it worked perfectly.
That's right, man. Doesn't matter. Crazy,
So,
man. But I'm all about putting a little statue there for Dyson.
4309 says the Lindale's terrible towel.
That was something, but you got to include Bullock in that too,
yeah.
because they were both waving it
and stomping on it.
Oh my gosh!
Wasn't that a Monday night game?
It was a Sunday afternoon
night,
game.
okay.
And they beat the Steelers, and they wouldn't. I was like, oh my gosh,
that was such a curse.
Yep.
Not Javon.
Not Javon at all.
I will be curious if they for the first year make announcements of like new people going in the Ring of Honor.
You have to.
I would think so. I mean, we have our list.
We do have our list. Yeah. So I guess you would put those guys in there. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to bring them over and put them in the new stadium.
Yeah. And I think I've heard they're going to do something really cool, that the Ring of Honor is going to look like a legitimate Ring of Honor.
As it should.
Yeah. Because I will admit, at the current stadium, they have not done a great job.
No. How's it look at Jerry's World?
I think they have it. I mean, it's on the ring of the stadium with like their numbers and names, and I think they light up. I mean, I think they look cool.
All right, good.
I mean, that's all I mean, now I will say this, if they do something with the numbers, I want it to be the font of the jersey they wore.
Sure.
So if it's an Oiler, and what you should do is have one side that's Houston and then one side that's Nashville.
They would never do that. That's a great idea. They'd never do that.
They should.
Because she's all about we're all one.
Well, but they should.
Yeah, I agree.
But have like the Oilers be in the, with the oil derrick and be the block numbers and the Love You Blue, and then have like Steve and Eddie with the navy blue Titans. It should represent the era in which that person played.
I'm with you, but I think it all looked very generic.
Yeah, well,
around the whole thing.
I don't like that.
I'm going to sit on it right now.
I will write a letter.
Miss Amy, here you go. Chase not happy. Okay, it's in. It's already done.
She'll go, who?
Chase.
No,
I'm not sure. The valet. Okay, yeah, I remember him.
Kevin with the text of the day. To commemorate the field, have an NFL rule book signed by Brian Callahan.
Oh man, what's a catch?
Equals 2 feet.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Joe, give me a number.
Oh, okay. Let's go with
some Eagles tickets.
Don has 3 letters. Third caller.
All right, caller number 3, 615-737-1025. You'll win a pair of tickets to see the Eagles at Vanderbilt Stadium this Saturday night. 615-737-1025. Caller number 3. Good luck. We'll come back with what day is it? The celebrity birthdays next on 1025 The Game. Chase the Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. You and Nick going to hold it down for the next couple of days. I got some suit duties to tend to.
We got it, man. Looking forward to
you
it.
Guys with Brando we'll hang out, so it'll be fun. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
Okay, first on the list we have not this ad, Childhood Depression Awareness Day. It's, this month is the May for depression, that is awareness. Cinco de Mayo Day, Hug a Shed Day, and Take a Selfie Day. I didn't know. Okay, I'm not going to continue with that one.
Please don't.
International Midwives Day is today. National Cartoonist Day, Nail Day, Museum Lovers Day, National Concert Day, National Enchilada Day, National Hoagie Day. Let's see, National Silence the Shame Day. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oyster Day is today. Poem on Your Pillow Day. Okay. National Teacher Day. Oh my goodness, there's a lot here. World Asthma Day, pollen. Revenge of the Fifth Day, and Totally Chipotle Day. So
nice.
Oh, that's Chase's day. All right,
yesterday.
Time for celebrity birthdays. Get these within two. Chaser, we'll start with you. Our first birthday. The oldest living Heisman Trophy winner still out there, Terry Baker from Oregon State. How old is Terry Baker?
Me?
Yes, sir.
93.
94.
85. He is the best fantasy football running back of all time from Alabama A&M, played with the New York Jets. Dr. Crane, how old is Brad Baxter?
69.
64.
59. Chaser, one of the best basketball players of all time for fantasy basketball from USC, Harold Miner.
56.
60.
56, exactly. Dr. Crane, how old is Derek Mason's teammate at Michigan State, Mushin Muhammad?
51.
54.
53. Chase up 3-0. Chaser, how old is Carlos Alcaraz, tennis player?
47.
23.
23, exactly. 3-2. Chase. Dr. Crane, how old is not at all. How old is actor John Rhys Davies? He was in Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. Dr. Crane?
53.
63.
82.
Nice.
Chaser, how old is Superman Henry Cavill?
45.
Told it's Cavill. Cavill, excuse me.
Cavill, whatever.
Let's go 55.
43. Chases gets that one up 4-2. Dr. Crane, you should get this one. How old is Adele?
Adele is 43.
I'm gonna say 37.
38. Chase up 5-2. All right, time for the lightning round. Chase, how old is actor Lance Hendrickson? He was in the movie Aliens. Also, is a movie called Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth. How old is Lance Hendrickson?
I'm gonna say 72.
70.
86. Dr. Crane, how old is comedian actor Michael Palin from Monty Python? Might be the funniest man to ever live.
I'm going to go with 67.
78.
83. Chaser, how old is former MTV News correspondent Kurt Loder? Did all the music news on MTV back in the day.
73.
70.
81. Dr. Crane, how old is drummer Bill Ward of Black Sabbath?
66.
77.
78. Chases up 6-2. Chaser, how old is actress Lisa Eilbacher? She was an Officer and Gentleman. She was also in Beverly Hills Cop. She was Axel Foley's friend from high school.
64.
68.
69. Now 6-3. Dr. Crane, how old is singer Ian McCullough of Echo and the Bunnymen?
I'm going to go with 55.
38.
67. Chaser, how old is newsman Brian Williams? Used to be on NBC, but lied.
He did. 70.
72.
67. Dr. Crane, how old is TV personality Ryan Douglas? He's on the Rachel Ray Show and also Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
I'm gonna go
Kyan Douglas.
Okay, I was about to say. I didn't
Right. Yeah, you know who that was.
54.
56.
56 exactly. Chase gets that one. Shocker. Chase is up 8-3. Chaser, how old is actress Tina Yother? She was the sister on Family Ties with Michael J. Fox.
63.
59.
53. Dr. Crane, how is singer Raheem Devon? You're a big fan of him.
Yeah, love him. Love him. Let's see here. We'll go 54.
56.
51. Chaser, how old is singer Chris Brown? Not the former Titan running back, but the singer.
44.
41.
37. With that, Chase wins 8-3.
Thank you so much.
It's methodical. I mean, he just little like body blow here, gut punch there, roundhouse there. Next thing you know, you're down 5-0.
It was pretty close at one point.
You can't recover. 8-3. I mean, you got like an 85% winning percentage.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
No,
thank you, pal.
Yeah, it was. It's why it's America's favorite game.
So, what did we learn today? We learned that your favorite place to go for your birthday as a kid was.
I named a few things. I think I will go officially with J. Alexander's.
All right, Dr. Crane.
Yeah, Sperry's.
Yeah, our question today was, what fancy place did you always go to birthdays for, whether it's your mom, dad, brother, sister? Mine was Shoney's, man. We had a lot of interaction on our text line today, but Shoney's wins it for me, J. Alexander, and then Sperry's. Fancy, but this is generational, though, right? This is all 70s, 90s, 2000 teens, all that.
That was 98.
Where'd David James go for birthday back in the day? Let me guess.
Somewhere in Memphis.
Let me guess. Rendezvous? David James Fancy. Not Rendezvous?
Shogun.
Shogun.
Oh, that's a good.
Yeah.
Solid.
Isn't there one over in Cool Springs still?
I think so.
Shogun.
I think that is right.
Good. Man,
There's one at Nipper's Corner as well.
that sounds good. I know it's Cinco de Mayo, but man, all that sounds. Anytime we talk food, it sounds good.
Yeah, that's true. Have a safe Cinco de Mayo. Again, join us tonight at the BetMGM Lounge at Bridgestone Arena. The Draft Lottery Show. We're going to be exclusively on YouTube. Max Hers and yours truly, Chase McCabe, starting at 6 o'clock. As the Predators have a 3.5% chance to get the number 1 overall pick.
Should be fun. Hey, listen, May is Mental Health Month, but on our show, it's every single time we're on the radio. So if you are struggling, need to talk to somebody, please reach out to us. We don't tell anybody when you talk to us. We know that. We keep it anonymous. We try to get you and talk to you and get things going good for you. Know that you're powerful, wonderful. You're doing a heck of a job. We say all the time, after all you've been through, you're still here. Right. After all you've been through, you're still here. That shows that you're doing fantastic. I know sometimes the days are long and they're rough, but you got that. Keep showing up. Life does not get easier. You get better. You get stronger. We love you, and know this more than anything else in the world. We love you and how much God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is coming your way next. And, of course, the draft show starting at 6 o'clock on YouTube. Just subscribe to our channel at 1025 The Game. You can set a reminder on your phone, and it'll tell you. And you can sit there and watch us. Ryan Johansson going to join the show as well, as he's going to be in attendance. So it'll be good to catch up with the former Predators center. That is all coming tonight. The DVD coming your way next here on 1025 The Game.